Washed Up Sports Podcast.
Washed Up Sports Podcast.
The Washed Up Sports Podcast. What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a Washed Up Sports Podcast. This is episode 7. My name is Evan Klein, and I am glad to be joined by my co-host, Max Lindley.
What it do? What's going on, guys? How we doing? We are so happy to have Matt Maselli back again.
How
you doing,
boys?
Matt?
Good to be here, boys. How you doing?
What an awesome Super Bowl. You like it?
Yeah. Obviously, it's the Super Bowl. You know, it's the day we live for. But I wish the game lived up to a little more of the entertainment that I was hoping for.
Yeah, I can.
But I mean, you know, it was good to see Brady get his 7th ring. You know, as much as people rip on him, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Definitely gotta respect it.
Yeah.
Matt Maselli, back from his hiatus, the missing link. Glad to have you here, buddy.
Great to have you back, Matt.
We are an authentic sports commentary from the perspective of two washed-up athletes. Today's episode is presented by The Daily Scoop. The Daily Scoop is the premier dog walking and pet sitting service of Bergen County, located in Glen Rock. The Daily Scoop provides service not only to Glen Rock, but to several surrounding towns as well. The Daily Scoop ensures that you are getting the best possible care for your pets while you can't be with them. Inquire for more at www.thedailyscoop.com. It's Scoop with a K at www.thedailyscoop.com. Max with the Instagram.
Daily Scoop, LLC, Scoop with a K. You know where to find them. They got it all.
Absolutely. All right, guys, so we're going to hop right into it, dive right in. We're going to start with a little bit of NBA, then move into a bunch of other stuff. We have a jam-packed episode planned for you guys. So, we're going to start with some NBA. So we got the Eastern Conference, 76ers leading the Bucks by 1 game. Cool to see the 76ers there. They're playing, great ball, some of the best ball we've seen from 76ers in a while. Hopefully they don't have like a first-round exit for their sake like they do every year. Fans will go crazy. And then we got the Jazz, actually, half a game up on the Lakers as of today, Tuesday, in the Western Conference.
Very surprising on that front.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody thought that the Lakers were just going to come out and dominate again this year, but it's good to see that there's a bunch of teams in the West that are trying to contend with them at least.
Yep.
So, happy to see that.
Right.
And then the Sixers, happy to see Joel Embiid trust the process, ballin'. Happy about that. Absolutely happy for the guy. Hopefully he can continue this year and not get hurt.
Yeah, he's putting on an MVP caliber performance right now, absolutely. So that's really cool to see. Yeah, and also good in the Western Conference, seeing that the Lakers might not just run away with it without any issues, make them work for it, right?
Absolutely.
You know?
Do you know where the Warriors are right now in the standings?
Yeah. Matt, can you tell us what the Warriors are sitting at right now?
Warriors are sitting at 12-12 right now.
Okay, and
right
that's
behind the Nuggets in the 9th spot. So yeah,
spot.
just a spot out of the playoffs.
Okay.
Do not sleep on the Warriors then.
Definitely not.
Steph still in it. Steph playing well.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put my chips in on Steph right now, and I'm going to say that the Warriors don't count them out yet.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't count them out yet. I don't think they're going to run away with anything this
Absolutely
year, but I wouldn't rule them out of getting a playoff spot or something like that.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I'm with you.
Are there any teams you guys are surprised about that's sitting there in that 5 to 8 region, like Suns, Spurs, Trailblazers, or Kings, or were those all expected?
The Suns are playing really
unexpected.
well. Yeah, I knew they were going to be decent, especially with Chris Paul. But Chris Paul is having, especially for his age, is having such a good season.
It turns out he's
and he's not even their
piece
guy,
almost.
right?
Yeah,
Devin Booker's their main guy.
He's
Yeah.
the main guy.
And what is he going off right now too?
Yeah,
He's
Devin
playing
Booker's a
consistently.
Yeah.
all-pro player, all-pro type player.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So
I think Chris Paul might have been that missing piece that they needed.
yeah, that veteran presence. They didn't have any
Yeah.
real leadership because there's young guys. It's Booker, it's Ayton, Mikal Bridges, a lot of other young guys in there. So
They needed that veteran
Yeah,
to come
sometimes
in
that's all you
and
need.
have some leadership.
definitely.
And that's good for Chris Paul, too, because it seemed like everywhere he was before that, it wasn't really working out for him.
Yep.
And it's good to see that he found a little spot in...
He's been all over, hasn't he?
all over the fucking place.
Like
Since
at
the
least
Clippers.
5 or 6 teams, right?
Well, before that he was a Hornet.
He was a Hornet.
He was a
and
Hornet.
then he went to the Clippers. And then,
Rockets at all?
yes, he went to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Then he went to OKC. Then he went...
Now he's here.
Now he's here.
He was
So
on
5
OKC
teams.
last season.
5 teams.
Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's,
Did I do my math wrong?
I think that's right.
5.
I wouldn't be. I'm pretty sure you got them all. I don't see why not. I'm just trying to think.
I think you got the math right. I'll just confirm we're not.
There's
missing
definitely.
anyone.
I don't think there was anything between Clippers and Rockets. I think that was how it went, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so other things, we wanted to recap on 2 more things. So the Harden trade, 1 month later.
Yeah, we're a month out. Let's just take a little look at it. How are the Nets doing? Ev, you got any takes?
The Nets are doing pretty well. I mean, lost a couple games that they probably shouldn't have lost, but that'll happen. You know, sky's the limit for that team. Harden's played good ball. They're playing well as a team. That doesn't seem like too many shots is an issue really right now. You know, between Kyrie, KD, and Harden. And I don't think there's much to complain about if you're a Net fan right now. And I think this team will only get better the more they play together.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And just want to add, like, KD, like, how can you complain about the looks you're getting if you're KD if you're hitting every look?
Right.
Like,
Top 3 player in the league.
Oh my gosh, he is playing outstanding. He has not missed a beat.
Is he complaining or?
No.
No.
I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
he was saying, how can you complain? And,
Yeah.
Like, there's no complaining, like, there was no drama, but, like, how could you complain when you're hitting every shot?
Yeah.
Like,
Kyrie's been out.
yeah.
Right.
He's been back and forth.
No, yeah, he
like,
came back.
He's back.
He's
He
back.
came back. He did have that whole holdout thing, and then now he's back.
Yeah, he's
But
back.
I thought like injury. Like I thought he was out like the last game or 2.
Oh, was
He
it?
might have sat out a game.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. They've been trying to rest people
Okay.
as
Yeah.
much as they can. Like across the league.
Yeah.
Where they can.
How many games are they playing?
They're
They
not
play
playing
together?
No, they're not playing the full season.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I
Not
wouldn't
sure.
expect that.
It's like
yeah.
50 something.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably close to the NHL.
Yeah, it's probably similar.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we have that. We'll have Knicks currently sitting in the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. Max, do you think the Knicks can keep getting better as these young players get more experience and make a playoff push potentially?
Man, I hope so. I don't know if they can, because to be honest, I haven't watched enough Knicks basketball this year. I've just been paying attention to the highlights and the little storylines, so not too much of their actual basketball, but I will say it's great to see New York basketball flourishing, whereas for the past 15 years, they've been pretty trash
Right.
all across.
This
the
is
board.
even considered, I know it's not that great, but it's considered flourishing for what it's been.
That's why I'm calling it flourishing.
Yeah.
I'm calling it what
Yeah.
it is.
You're just seeing good basketball, you know.
Yeah,
like, I was
I
just
mean-
seeing them win games, you know.
I mean, I hope they can. I hope their young players can keep on growing. How's RJ Barrett doing?
RJ's doing really well. He's looking like a franchise guy right now.
That's
I
great.
love the way RJ's playing. I think Emmanuel Quickly is one of the steals of the draft. 100%.
Where'd they
Mitch
get
Rob-
him at?
They got him late. They got
Late
him
first round?
Yeah, I think late first round,
That's
if I'm
awesome.
not mistaken. Yeah, so
Probably right.
they had him. It was either it was either that or like second round, but I'm pretty sure it was late first round. Anyways, so he's doing really well. Mitch Robinson at center is just like obviously was one of the better players on the team, but now that he has a couple other guys around him and some bench presence, that's going really well. So yeah, I actually do like the way the Knicks play. They come up with some big wins, but yeah, so hopefully let's see that they can make a push. Right now, Heat in 12th place, the former finals team from last season, sitting in 12th place in the Eastern Conference. I don't know what's going on there because they have pieces. Jimmy's been all banged up the whole season. Bam gets banged up. So there have been some injuries there, but I don't know. They need those young guys to keep stepping up to try to, go back into that top half of the Eastern Conference because the talent's obviously there.
Yeah.
I think what the Heat need to do, they need another piece so desperately. Everybody, Heat fans, been talking about trying to trade for Beal, which obviously he doesn't want out of Washington for some reason. You can't. They were going to try to get Oladipo.
You can't ask him to be traded.
Exactly. So it's just like at this point, the Miami needs to make a move, and they need their guys healthy, or else I can't see them making the playoffs even if this continues.
I'm with you, man.
So.
It's just interesting. It kind of proves what I was kind of feeling last year. I was kind of surprised when they made it to the finals. The
Same.
Heat, I felt like there were some other teams in the East that could have been there.
Yeah.
That could have done more damage against the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean they got through the Bucks and the Celtics, and to make the finals, that's really what you got to do.
I know. It's just I don't know. I think we're seeing this year more how last year was a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it was the COVID season
Yeah.
with the bubble and everything.
Matt calls it what it is. I didn't say it. Matt did.
Yeah, well, I'll let Matt say that.
Yeah, it was a fluke.
Oof. Pat Kyle, big friend of the program, big Heat fan, would not like that.
We'll see what Patty's saying in a couple of months. Butler's going to be on the golf course. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Right.
I can't wait to hear his reaction on that one.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
but yeah, so that's what we have for NBA. Pretty good stuff coming up. We've got the All-Star game, March 7th is that. And then, yeah, so let's see how we finish up the first half of the season. But so far, it's been fun.
Absolutely.
So now we are going to get into a Klein's Corner. What else but UFC 258 this weekend? You already know what I'm talking about. The welterweight title matchup between Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns. So, obviously, Usman's favored, 17-1 in his career. Recently coming off that win against Jorge Masvidal at UFC 251. So, I'd say Usman's favored by a good amount. Expect the dub there. Only lost 1 out of his 18 fights in his entire career, and that was his second ever fight. So in the UFC. So I'm a huge Usman guy. I think he's one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. Burns is good. He beat Tyron Woodley in his last fight, so that's obviously a good win. But I think Kamaru Usman is a whole nother beast compared to Tyron Woodley. That's a whole nother monster. So I think that this is going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a fun weekend of fights. So decent undercard going on there. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I like Kamaru Usman in this one, and I think Vegas likes him a lot too. So yeah, so it should be a lot of fun here at UFC 258 this weekend, and that's going to be in Vegas this weekend.
So Ev, I give you $25 to put on one of the matches this weekend. Who you putting it on?
In the UFC event?
Yep,
Definitely.
any of them.
Usman.
Just Usman?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters, one of the best pound for pound fighters. 17-1, and his only loss was his second career fight in his entire careers in the UFC. So like, how can you argue with that? You know, as I mentioned before, last fight was he beat Masvidal, who's one of the greats. That's what they say, at least. Masvidal has a lot of losses. I feel like Masvidal gets like a little too much hype. Not to sidetrack, but I feel like he gets a little too much hype because Masvidal has like 16, 17 losses. He's old. He has like over 30 wins, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I hear you. I mean, it's called Klein's Corner for a reason. Talk about what you want to talk about. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting fired up.
Get fired up, man.
God, the UFC really gets me going. You know, I love that.
Right,
I love that
cool.
shit.
So if Evan gets $25, he's putting on Usman this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Anything else for UFC this week?
No, that should be it. I think that title fight is really what everyone's tuning in for. But expect more because all you UFC fans know what I'm talking about. We got that Petr Yan Aljamain Sterling fight lurking around the corner, so get ready for that. I'm pumped for that. That's what I'm thinking forward to.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, Klein's Corner. Glad to talk about that with you all. So now we are going to segue into the next thing. We got NHL hockey.
National Hockey League.
Let's dive right into it.
Some puck talk.
Max, take us away.
Yeah, man. So, Maddie, glad to have you back.
Yeah, good to be here. Lots happened since.
Yeah, man.
Since I've
I
been
mean,
here.
this season was just getting under the way when we first
Yeah.
had you. I don't know. What are you thinking right now? I'm liking the way the Eastern Conference is looking, and I know we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
I think we were saying that that's probably the strongest conference this year.
Yeah, I think we were saying, the 4 teams at the top: Boston, Philly, Washington, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, even
Any
New
of the-
Jersey and New York are not
Yeah,
bad this year.
and
the
the
Islanders, as well.
Islanders, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the whole division, top to bottom, in my opinion, probably one of the best in the league.
And wait, no, Detroit's who's at the bottom there?
Probably Detroit.
Yeah, I mean,
No, but you know.
no, okay, no, Detroit's in the Central. Up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
No, Rangers are at
Yeah,
the bottom.
Rangers are at the bottom. They're
everyone's
solid.
And, the Sabres who are missing out, but the Sabres aren't even they play competitive teams all the time. You know, and Eichel and Hall are they're good together. You know?
Yeah, when the Rangers, Sabres, and Devils are at the bottom, and the way they've been playing, the Devils have a winning record. But,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, obviously, that just.
I mean, all those teams are
top to
tied.
bottom. Good division.
Penguins have 11, Devils, Sabres, Rangers all have 10 points, and the Devils do have 9 games played, opposed to the other 11 games that they've played. 'Cause, I mean, I guess I said that there's been a lot that's happened since I left,
Yeah.
but also not a lot has
Yeah,
happened.
because the Devils, like...
Devils canceled. I mean, who else is canceled now? Sabres are canceled
Yeah, a
right
lot of
now.
COVID.
haven't played in
A lot of
little bit.
cancellations, so
Yeah.
we'll see where they go from there. But I mean, it's been exciting. Line 8 to Columbus.
Yeah.
Last week, you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
For Dubois.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
you see he got-
Roslovich is
He
on.
got benched for a little bit.
Yeah.
Torts.
Line got benched the whole third period. He played like 7 minutes in the second.
Fuck John Tortorella.
Yeah, no,
Why, man?
it's all Torts. Yeah.
I mean, come on, agree with me, right?
He's-
Fuck him.
He's like one of those old time coaches
He's
that.
like a manic coach.
Well, no,
That's
he's
how
an
I see
old
it.
time coach that tries to almost own his players. He tries to almost just yell and scare at them so much that he can just, get them to do whatever he wants
That's
at
true.
their will.
Yeah.
And that's not how. Maybe that works in the 70s and 80s, but you can't coach hockey like that anymore.
That's
You
true.
know?
You can't bench Patrick Laine. He's like he's like their best
I mean,
player.
well, you can bench him.
No,
you can bench him. I
That's
agree
like,
with
that's
him.
a
for-
fucking hockey.
Yeah, no, like
in my
that's
opinion.
a.
That's like
I've seen some
set
of
the
the.
tone.
I've seen some of the plays that he makes. He doesn't hustle some plays, but he definitely didn't go about this the right way. Because I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but Mikko Koivu, his 16th season in the NHL right now, he just signed with Columbus over the summer. They named him their captain, and he retired yesterday. Yeah, he said a statement that he wasn't giving them like his all, not on his own part. He just said he was getting old. He was in Minnesota for 15 years, but who knows if it had anything to do with Torts? People are speculating on that now. But the other part in that Line A trade with Jack Roslovich, he's from Ohio, and he scored a nasty goal that same game that Line A got benched. So people are saying he was the big part of the deal. Line A's going nowhere, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you kind of on Torts. Like, he's definitely like a ruling coach.
Yeah,
like,
he's just a hard.
yeah. There's a place for it in the game, kind of, but not so much anymore.
Not so much, and especially with the
I
way
just
the
like
game
him
goes.
as a coach. I
I
don't
don't.
agree with how he fucking
Yeah, but
like
Come on,
yells
Max.
at his players.
he's
Come on,
almost
that's
like
That's not the Bruce Cassidy way.
No, yeah, Bruce Cassidy's
Yeah,
fucking.
Bruce
I love
Cassidy's
Bruce
a great
Cassidy.
coach.
I mean, like,
Bruce Cassidy's a great coach.
he'll fucking yell at his players, though. I mean, like, he'll still yell.
He
at
will,
his players.
but
But
Yeah,
at
I
the
think
end
it's
of
just
the
on a
day,
different
I
level
think,
of
yeah,
Torts.
what I see at least, and I think you guys will probably agree with this, like, Bruce Cassidy will yell at his players, yes, but he will also go to bat for his players.
Yes, 100%.
So fucking much to the refs, to the other teams, to everybody, and, like, you're probably not seeing the same from Torts.
Yeah, and Cassidy's got a good one-on-one relationship with all those guys
Absolutely.
too, especially that core group of
Yeah,
Bergeron,
absolutely.
Pasta, Marchand. I think Boston's probably like one of my.
They're my favorite.
I think they're the pick right now from the East to at least make it.
I agree.
Early to say who's gonna win, but I think they
Maselli,
look good.
while we're on the topic of Columbus Blue Jackets,
Yeah.
just real quick, agree or disagree, hot take, cold take, Merzlikins and Jonas Korpisalo, top 3 goalie duo in the league?
Yeah, probably. I think top 3, yeah, because you can go
Who's
to
your one?
either of them.
Rask and Halak.
Thank you.
You can go to
Would you
either of
agree with
those
that,
guys.
Rask and Halak are the best duo in the league. And then
I
Yeah,
think that's
but
the
you
best
got-
duo. And then
Ben Bishop and
Maybe
Q Dobin's pretty good.
Flurry and Robin
yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that
they're
is
the best.
pretty
They're
good.
the
They're
best. They're the
That
best.
is pretty good.
Nasty.
I
I'm
think
agree- I'm agree with you.
I think
I
if
think
Corey
Fleury-
Crawford never retired either this year, that Blackwood and him could have been like a top 5, top 10.
All right, so talking about goalies, the Flyers seem like they have some goalie trouble. And I just want to break down the little stats this year. And I know there's not a huge sample size for this year, only about 12 games played. I think it's a little less, but still. Nonetheless, this is important. All right, Carter Hart last year, save percentage, .913. This year, over, I believe it's 9 to 10 games, his save percentage has dropped to .897. So he's saving less shots off the bat. And then his goals against average has actually shot up it's almost shot up a whole goal. It's gone from 2.69 to 3.49. So my point is, Carter Hart looked phenomenal last year, and everybody was like praising him, which was well deserved because he looked great last year. He had a great campaign.
Took him on a playoff run.
Absolutely. But he's like in this rut right now. My question is, do you guys think he'll be able to get out of it? Because as a goalie, it's hard to get out of these type of ruts where you're playing like shit.
100%. I think he can, but I think it's a matter of if he will. We're back to what we're saying, and if he can during this 56-game season during a shortened time like that too. Like there's definitely going to be pressure, especially with how we said this division's really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Philly's not putting up a lot of shots right now either. Like they're winning. They won their last game 7-4. They got outshot 37-22, and they're just not playing some periods. Yeah, it's going to catch up to them eventually. They're winning some of these games now, but I think if Carter Hart doesn't figure it out and they keep putting up 20 shots a game, then he'll go downhill fast.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
You gotta. That's like the number one rule of hockey.
Yeah.
Matt, you'll tell anybody that, right?
Especially in
shoot
today's
more
league
than
with
you
the
let
scoring,
out.
you know?
I mean, come on, man. Yeah, you have to have more shots on goal.
Did we talk about the Canadian division at all yet?
You were gonna get to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the scoring just leads into that, you know,
Yeah,
because some of these games are ridiculous. And if you get into a scoring contest with the Leafs or Oilers, like, you're going to lose, you know?
It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, like...
Oilers, Flames, too, Battle of Alberta is crazy. There's a guaranteed fight in every one of those games. It's wild.
I've been impressed with Montreal this year, bro.
Montreal's been a ton
Carey
of fun
Price
to
has
watch.
looked pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
Nick Suzuki, good young player, too,
Oh,
to
yeah.
watch.
He is good.
I mean, I'm just really impressed with the Canadian division. It's fun to watch.
And
man.
what's fun is that
So
we can get a Montreal-Boston Stanley Cup, which would be wild.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah,
That would be so sick.
I like Tatar.
Yeah, Tatar, he's a good veteran presence, got a good experience. Did he go to I think he went to the Cup with Vegas that first year after he left the Red Wings.
Obviously, my guy Shea Weber.
Oh, Shea Weber, he's got a fucking rip. Holy
Yeah.
shit. If he was on the Devils, that would be
Oh
amazing.
my god, that's exactly what they kind of. That's like the defenseman they need.
Yeah, you know, like if we could have gone back and made a trade for him instead of PK,
Oh, yeah.
100%, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that PK and Shea were like traded for each other before PK came to the Devils?
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Nashville.
And Montreal.
Yeah.
They were traded for each
He
other.
was on Nashville for 2-3
Dude,
years.
the fact that Shea Weber and Roman Yossi were on the same team, it blows my mind. Like that's
What
like
blows my mind is Nashville has had all these phenomenal talents and like not done anything with it.
Well,
Like,
so they
sorry
Laviolette.
to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Laviolette. Well, what we were talking about Devils defenseman.
Were we?
I was just gonna go back to his point quick, but I guess we could move. So Laviolette was with Nashville, right?
yeah.
And then now Hines is with Nashville.
Oh.
So we're going back to
Don't mention that
they're
name.
losing some games the same exact way the Devils are. They're getting kind of what the Flyers are doing right. Well, I mean the Flyers are winning the game, so it's not like that. But back to what I was saying, they're doing what the Hines and Devils were doing for the last like 3-4 years. I don't know why they let
Sean
Hines
Hines is
stay
a
there that
bad
long.
coach. He's just a bad.
They're
coach.
getting 15 shots on net a game, letting up 40 some games, losing a game 2-3-1, or they're tied like 1-1, and then they just implode in third and lose the game 4-1, 5-1. You know,
Sounds about right.
it's classic John Hines. I just don't think he's a good NHL coach.
No, he's not. Fun fact for all of our listeners: I was at John Hines' last game as the Devils coach in Buffalo. So they played the Sabres, and my buddies and I went to the game. John Hines, little did I know it was going to be his last game, as they would fire him the next day. Devils let up like 5 goals in the first period. Louis Domingue let up 5 goals, and then they had to put in Blackwood.
I was
for the rest of the game.
texting you that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were going off about that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Louis Domingue, thank God that fucker's out.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah, now, I mean, like, the Devils actually have options now at the backup goalie.
Yeah.
Obviously, Blackwood's a stud. I'm really happy about him that he's coming on well. And then there's
He's good.
Scott Wedgwood, Eric Comrie, now Aaron Dell coming in.
And apparently Dell is like, actually Dell's like a good goalie. What Zane Kalemba was saying.
Oh, he knows him?
Yeah, he I think he played with him in Europe for at least 1 year, and then just knows of him and knows he's got good mechanics and he's a good guy. So
I mean,
yeah,
that's
they have
really
options
all you're
back
looking
there.
for at backup.
Yeah.
Like, once you get to backup, you really need someone who has.
Wedgwood and Comrie haven't looked bad, though.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Redwood got a shutout in one of his games,
Yeah.
you know, and we drafted him, so you know, I like that we're giving him a chance.
Yeah.
But, I mean, once Blackwood comes back, you know, you
Yeah.
obviously get a
The goalie depth in New Jersey, like, we don't have, like, a stud backup goalie, but the depth is really good because there's those 3 guys, and then there's Giles Sen.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like,
yeah.
there's, like, other
and I mean,
guys.
obviously Blackwood's what, 21, 22?
Yeah, so young.
You know,
he's a franchise goalie for us.
He's
He's
our
the next franchise goalie.
Yeah.
Ideally, what you want in the backup is not to have those 4 backups. You want to have all of those 4 backups in one eventually, and just get someone who's like fine-tuned at everything. Like,
Yeah.
Just a solid goalie. Like
That's where
I'm
Corey
sure-
Crawford came in.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like
You know?
you need someone like that who's just like a solid goalie.
You're agreeing, yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like
Because
it's just
I
a
was,
revolving door at
Yeah.
backup goalie is not.
and especially like the Devils situation, I love Crawford so much because like he won 3 cups with the Hawks, you know,
Yeah.
like Blackwood's young, you know.
No,
like,
I would
there's
say
so
he
much
should have
can
been.
teach him.
I just would have liked Corey Crawford as the backup.
Oh yeah,
So
no.
Blackwood.
Well, he would have been. Yeah, no
Oh,
doubt. No
I thought
doubt.
you were trying to tell me Corey Crawford
Well,
was the starter.
No, I was just saying they would have been a good tandem. Like 56 games,
Gotcha.
what Blackwood say 40, 45 even maybe.
Yeah.
Give Crawford 20 games.
You and I were talking about this. We were like, we need Corey Crawford. Before he retired, we were like, let's get Corey Crawford to give us 15 wins this year.
Yeah, seriously,
Something like that.
I get what you mean now. I thought you meant like
not completely. No,
Yeah.
Blackwood's too good to
Yeah.
not let him play more than 30 games right now.
Yeah.
But I like the way they're headed.
Then I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't beat Halak and Tuca. That's
or Leonard.
Or Leonard and Fleury.
Flower.
That's fucking nice.
Flowers probably one of my favorite goalies.
He's like kind of one of the goalies I feel like we grew up with too, watching. You
Absolutely.
know, Tuca a little bit too, but even a lot more Fleury. You know.
I mean, always ingrained in my
and
memory.
Brodeur, obviously.
Always ingrained in my memory is going to be Tim Thomas from that 2000.
Oh well, yeah, you can say that about Tim Thomas.
I'm a Jimmy Howard guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
He
love
was
Jimmy
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
USA kid.
Just USA,
Awesome.
exactly. Yeah.
Tim Thomas is a fucking beast too, though.
Oh, he went to UVM. You know
Did he? I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, like when they were really good.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago.
That Boston Vancouver series in what was that? 2010.
2011.
You sure?
I
Oh,
think.
2010, 2011. Okay.
I
Because
was-
Devils'
it
case
was-
was 2011, 2012.
Yeah. But it was,
We don't
I
talk
was
about
there.
that, Matt.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
It was so
was
sick.
tough.
I was at
That
the
must have
game
been
where
nuts.
Tim Thomas clocked Alex Burrows.
Burrows right in the head.
Yeah.
That's wild.
We were talking about yesterday when we did our collab with.
Oh, yeah, we started talking about college hockey.
We were talking, but we did our collab with the Couch Potato Show, and they were talking about like if as a punishment you had to watch one sports moment. My friend Tyler from the Couch Potato Show, friend of the program, he said that he would make me watch the Steve Bernier 5-minute major in the Stanley Cup in 2012.
Goal onslaught.
I'd rather watch the Kings lift the cup than watch Bernier hit that guy in the box. That was fucking bullshit. That should not have been a penalty. Like I mean, I know he was bleeding, but it should not have been a penalty. It just turned around.
I know he was bleeding, but come on.
It turned around the whole direction of the game. And I mean, Game 6 though. I mean, and there was a couple questionable calls 30 seconds before that in the neutral zone that I vividly remember.
Yeah. That was our series. It
was our year, like Brodeur just coming to the end of it,
Yeah.
and they just went off as the 6th seed. They went and beat the Flyers, beat the Panthers, beat the Rangers.
It would have been the perfect Cinderella story after the Henrique gets over.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God, that was his rookie year too. He went off. Not even just that. He scored in double OT in the first round against the Panthers in Game 7. Game 7.
I remember
OT.
that.
He kept the whole thing going.
Yeah. The good old days.
Wild. Good about that, man.
Alright, so I just noticed something. We got some Glenrock boys here. And this is a perfect time to cut to our interview with some other Glenrock boys. This week we got Ben Zakowski and Nick Rogers from Monmouth Men's Soccer joining the program. So, Ev, want to take a minute of that?
Absolutely. This one's for the culture, for Glenrock. So good to have Nick and Ben on, and that was a lot of fun. So we're going to cut to that. We are now happy to be joined by Ben Zakowski and Nick Rogers of the Monmouth soccer team. This one's, for the culture. What's going on, Ben? What's going on, Nick?
Nothing much, just hanging in there.
Was a good Kleiner.
Thanks for coming in today, boys. Appreciate you
Of course.
guys coming on the show. We're just going to hop right into the interview. Ben, we'll start with you. So let's take a look back at freshman year soccer for you. So 15 points in all 17 games of the season, 7 goals, MAC All-Rookie Team, and received MAC Weekly Awards too. I know you're not really one to be all about the individual accolades and stuff like that, but how do you feel about last season, and what did you learn throughout your first season at Monmouth?
Well, to start, it was actually pretty difficult in the beginning. As a freshman coming in, you just think you could hop right in and be part of the team, but it actually takes a lot more than that. I like to think of myself as like a pretty confident player, but it took me like half the season to get going. And then once I found my rhythm, it just took off from there. So it was ended up pretty well.
Absolutely. Nick, a little bit of a different journey for you. So you actually played your freshman season at Connecticut College in New London, decided to move on, make the switch to come play for Robert McCourt at Monmouth. So tell us what went into that decision for you, and what made you choose Monmouth?
So you said played a season, but I barely played, so we can call it that. But I think I played in 2 games and a total of probably 15 minutes the entire season. And I came on as a center mid, but I guess I thought I played well, but I guess the coach thought a little differently. He saw different things in me. And I don't know, towards the end of the semester, I wasn't really enjoying school there. And I texted Ben and I was telling him what was going on. And he just told me to come to Monmouth pretty much. And since we played TSF together, like Rob already knew who I was. So we kind of made the transition pretty easy over.
No doubt. So we talked a little bit with Ben about last season, but this season so far, obviously COVID has postponed your season. You guys obviously played soccer together in high school. What has it been like for you guys to, reunite at Monmouth and in college?
I'm definitely excited to hop on the pitch again with Rogers. I mean, it's been a while since we've played together. We've been practicing still, going to the field together still, so I'm really just excited to get it going again.
Yeah, I'm excited too because high school was definitely, like, me and Ben had always played club soccer, or at least at TSF for a few years, and I don't think there was anything better than, like, we won a state champ and for TSF together as well, but there's nothing probably better than playing high school because there's nothing like more fun than that, playing for your school and stuff like that with all the fans, all the girls from high school. So, it's going to be fun to play with them again. Going to work hard and hopefully have a good season, just like high school.
No doubt.
And Ben, just building on that, do you think going into this next season and maybe even the season after that, just the experience you guys had playing in high school together and that chemistry, do you think that's going to help you guys out a lot going forward in the future?
Yeah, I definitely think it will because obviously, like we said, me and Rogers have been playing together for years, so we know exactly how each other play and how each other just work well together. So, I mean, I think we're going to utilize that as much as possible, and hopefully, we both come out strong this upcoming season, and we just want to win games. That's the goal. That's the priority.
Absolutely. Nick, how has it been for you since you got there, second semester of freshman year? I know Ben obviously had the season with the team and stuff, but how has it been for you fitting in with the rest of the guys and the rest of your relationship with the rest of the team? How has that gone?
It's been good. The transition was good. Everyone on the team is nice and stuff, and I'm obviously living with some of the kids in the house now, including Ben, in the soccer house. So it's always a good time being with them. Transition was easy, so it's just good vibes all around on the team.
That's awesome. Continuing on the subject of the coronavirus and the season, so soccer-wise for you guys, between no season and then the practices, the protocols, could you tell us a little bit about all that?
Yeah, so to start, last semester we practiced like 6 days a week to 7 days a week even. We knew that there wasn't going to be any season, but hopes for a spring season, of course. Practices were weird, honestly. We didn't have to wear masks or anything, but walking through campus, obviously we did, and it was like a ghost town, which is obviously incredibly weird because we walked through campus to get to our field. The protocols weren't too bad. We had to get COVID tested, I think, twice throughout the semester, which wasn't too bad either. Everything's going so well so far. So in the spring, we're supposed to start in March, I believe, March 6th, 8th, or like 11th or something like that. And we play for like a month through April. And then there's like a 3 days where we have the MAC tournament. And hopefully we get there. Hopefully we win that, which goes on to the NCAA tournament, which would be after that sometime, I think late April probably.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's no secret within the Glenrock community, at least, that you guys put on for your hometown. And, like, obviously you guys have got an outstanding amount of support from the Glenrock community. Mm-hmm. How has that been? Like, Ben, obviously you've been at Monmouth a little longer and still in Jersey. How has it been just representing for Glenrock, representing for Jersey?
Oh man, it's awesome. I play with kids and against kids that I know from home, playing them in high school or even in club, and it's great to be putting on for the community. I've received a tremendous amount of support last year through social media and everything. I love all the love. I mean, it's great, man. It's great.
That's awesome. Nick, was it cool, like getting to come back to New Jersey? And are you excited for the opportunity to join Ben and kind of put on for New Jersey and Glenrock down in Monmouth?
Yeah, definitely nicer to be back in Jersey than in Connecticut. It's more my type of vibe here. And definitely excited to link up with Ben again because once again in high school they were just like the duo, and it's gonna be good to see.
Ben, obviously a little more of a building year for the Monmouth soccer team last year. You know, I actually had the privilege of getting to see you guys play last season at Canisius, which was one of your wins. Once you guys get back into action, you know, like what's next up for Monmouth soccer? How are you guys expecting yourselves to do this year after last season?
Oh yeah, like you said, last year was just a building year. I mean, I'm so excited, especially with what the coaches did with specifically, I think, my recruiting class. I think they did a fabulous job with Griffin, Tomas, and Julian Gomez, both in obviously sophomores now. They're both outstanding players. I mean, both get a lot of playing time. So, I mean, I think it's only up from here. Sky's the limit at this point.
That's awesome. And Nick, based off of what you've seen in practice, how are you feeling about this upcoming season?
Yeah, like Ben said, we have like a pretty young team, and especially with a lot of these new recruits in, they seem pretty promising. So with our class, the junior class, and whoever else we have, the new kids coming in, I think we'll have a pretty good squad for the season to come. And like, not to mention, like, despite Corona and everything, we were still practicing out there every day, getting our touches in, and even at the house and stuff, even though we couldn't go use the gyms at Monmouth, we were here working out, going on runs, you know, working on our touches every day. So should be good.
Absolutely. I have a question. I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I figured I'd ask. How does Monmouth and your coach, obviously it's a smaller school in a smaller state, how do they get outreach to these international players? How does that happen?
Yeah, see, I have no idea about that one either. I mean, I can give you my best guess, which is probably these international kids reach out to our coach and probably just send them highlight tapes and stuff like that, give them as much film as possible, probably full games so you're not only watching your highlights, you know what I mean? I mean, anyone can put the goals in the back of the net, but it depends how you play as a whole. So I'm sure it's just like communication and highlight tapes and just game videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely highlight tapes and kind of just like word of mouth, like coach with like scouts and stuff, just like from overseas, because that's just like more common over there for players to have scouts and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. Scouts.
Yeah, I would say just definitely highlight tapes, word of mouth, and if coach could go see them play, then he could go see them play. Like I'm pretty sure coach said he went to go see Pablo and Sebas play, right, in Costa Rica.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes they'll travel out there too and go watch.
It's very cool.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah. So finally, we like to ask this sort of question for all of our guests. But for the both of you, do you guys have any advice for maybe some high school students, maybe some soccer athletes who are maybe trying to make it to that D1 level of soccer? You guys got any advice for them?
Yeah, definitely. It's mainly about, obviously you could BS it with, oh, you got to do this. You just got to have the will, man. It's just like you gotta want it. I mean, talent will only get you so far. I think the reason Rogers and I excelled, and especially our whole high school team, is because we all wanted to win. That was it. We went in practice every day. Yeah, we goofed around, had our fun, but when it came to game time, we were there, we were ready, prepared, and we just worked our asses off throughout the years that we've been playing.
Nick?
I would say like definitely some tips, just like how Ben said, I think there's like a big difference between like working hard and wanting to win. Like if you want to win, like you got to be working hard to make a difference in the game, you know what I mean? So that's how I would like, that's probably my biggest advice. Like you got to like make the difference in the game because that's the only way you're going to win. If you're not, you can work hard all you want, run around all you want, circles even. But like if you're not going to make a difference like to win the game, then you're not going to win the game. So you just got to like want to win. And then also I would just say, get your touches in. Have a good touch coming in the season. That's all I got to say. Have a good touch. Because if you have a good touch when you come in, it's only going to get better. So definitely have a good touch.
Last little thing, Ben, can I get like after a team dub last year, can I get like the best celebration story from the team?
Oh, like as in what? Like post game or like
Yeah, post
during the
game.
game?
Post game, Maselli.
Man, like we had our soccer house, and like when we won there, that was just like we would just send it back at the house. I mean, the house was perfect too last year. I mean, I don't know if I have any specific stories, but I mean, it's probably like all a blur at this point.
Absolutely. Ben, Nick, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. Great to have you guys on. Obviously, we all went to high school together, so this was really fun.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for having me,
Klein, Bob.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Welcome back from the interview with Ben Zakowski and Nick Rogers. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Absolutely.
Moving
Thanks, boys.
on. Yeah, thank you, boys. Appreciate it. Moving on. Today's episode is brought to you by Advanced Office Furniture. Advanced Office Furniture since 2003. Advanced Office Furniture has been providing the New York metro area with the highest quality custom furniture. All the furniture is produced in their state-of-the-art manufacturing facility here in New Jersey and never outsourced. Your business is unique, so why don't you choose to furnish it with specialty furniture that is built to last? With high-quality customized solutions, no matter what your needs are, Advanced Office Furniture will surely exceed your standards. Now doing work for storefronts, kitchens, and anything you could ever ask for, Advanced Office Furniture brings creativity and originality that is hard to find, and they work to ensure that you are beyond satisfied. Their stuff is unbelievable. Find contact info and more at www.advancedofficefurniture.
You need to check these guys out. I'm telling you, the customer service is unmatched.
Oh yeah,
Impeccable.
Impeccable. I'm not even kidding. Like,
yeah.
the amount
That's
they
real.
care.
We're clients of them now,
Yeah.
so we're using them, and you should too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, segueing into the next thing, Matt and Max going to talk about some Pebble Beach golf coming up. I will chime in if needed. Take it away, Max.
Absolutely. I mean, we got the AT&T Pro-Am.
Yeah,
right?
Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Pebble Beach
yeah.
Pro-Am this weekend. I mean, it looks like DJ's not going to play.
He's not?
Yeah, I think that was just announced today.
Really?
But DJ's not going to play. But coming off a great weekend of golf, I mean, Brooks had a great weekend.
Brooks and DJ both won.
Yeah.
Both in different spots,
But absolutely.
But you'll have to see that, two prominent golfers on tour win it.
Yeah. I mean, what we were talking about the other day on our other podcast, that it's so much more entertaining for a golf fan when you have dudes who aren't normally in the pack.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you also have the guy who is normally in the pack in there. Like when you have a Brooks in there, but it's also sprinkled in with like some Steve Strickler.
Yeah, exactly.
Some other guys.
Guy's
You know
like
what I mean?
55 years old and he's going
Exactly.
17 under. It's
And
crazy.
he's playing phenomenal
Yeah,
golf.
no, you always love to see that. And it was nice to see Spieth finally.
Yeah,
he
playing
hasn't played well
Yeah.
in a while.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh, yeah.
he didn't blow up the fourth round, but he just couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was the first time he's been top 10 in a
Yeah.
long time.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
I remember back on our Masters pod, we were hoping Speed.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And he had it, but he still had it. Like,
He
it's
blew
all
up,
this
right?
weekend.
The Masters are not.
Yeah.
He had one good
He
day,
had-
maybe.
Yeah, he had,
to
I think,
make the cut.
1 or 2 good days, but like he had this one. He had like it was 9 to 12. where he just blew up one
yeah.
day.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, no, that's good to see. Some people are picking him for this week in Pebble Beach.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
I was just looking at what some of the experts are saying now. Patrick Cantley. He's due, and a lot of people are picking him. I
He's
think
been playing well this year.
yeah, and especially in California too,
Yeah.
just at all these types of courses. So I mean, for the bettors, if you're going with someone,
Yeah.
money looks good on Cantley. But I mean, it's a pretty good field. Speed's there, Berger's there, Cameron Davis, Homa,
Rory
Jason Day. I don't think Rory's playing. Like, I feel like this tournament's big,
Yeah.
but for some
Well,
reason,
for some
some
reason.
guys just...
What are we thinking?
I have a question.
What's up?
Paul Casey.
Ooh,
Question.
what's up?
Like during these big tournaments, sometimes when you don't see guys who you're accustomed to seeing, like why don't they play?
Injuries.
Just a long season,
Like,
injuries.
there's certain.
Guys-
There's like I don't
like-
feel like it. Like
Yeah, I mean, it's a long week. Think about it. If you're playing golf Thursday to Sunday, you're there by, you're playing at least 1 or 2 practice rounds before. So you're there 2 days before Thursday. And obviously you just want to get settled in, you're probably going to this place for a week, like if you're going to play Pebble Beach,
Yeah.
you're going to play your practice round Monday and stay there till Sunday, that's demanding, especially for some of these guys who think back, golf at our age, like, sure, we go play a ton, but, they get sore after it, especially walking the whole time, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they just like to take a break here and there, get ready
Also,
for other tournaments.
I know in Tiger's case, but also probably for the other major guys too, who are at the top of their games. Like, if they feel like they don't have a shot at winning, their game isn't where it's at, they're not going to put themselves in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's just like not smart. Your rankings are going to get fucked, and like, it just doesn't help your golf game.
There was a funny interview the other day with Kevin Kisner. He's like good friends with all the Barstool guys that do foreplay and stuff. And
lazy golf content.
Yeah,
fuck those guys.
he was talking to them, and a lot of guys on tour, people ask him when you go to these tournaments, do you think that you have a chance to win every one? And obviously, people are gonna answer and be like, yeah, I'm going in, I think I can win this
did see
tournament.
this.
And Kisner's like, oh, you think you can win every tournament? And he's like, they give a lot of money to anybody that comes in 20th, and it's true, and he's just an honest guy on the tour, and it's funny to see, because it is, some of these guys could just say, hey, let's go to a tournament and get $200K quick, you can come in 50th and walk away with money.
Sounds alright.
Yeah, exactly, and it was just funny to see a guy be honest like that on the tour, because I'm sure guys go to tournaments knowing they can't win it. Obviously, they're not going to say that on air, but for that sole reason, you can still make good fucking money coming in 30th place.
Absolutely.
If I'm coming from a golf podcast perspective, I'd prefer no laying up any day of the week. If you ever want to punch me, lock me in the car and blast me right pod.
Yeah, I'm just from following them and seeing them on
I got
Instagram. But there's actually a cool golf podcast, Golficity, on Instagram. They're kind of taking off. Thomas Consoli did some work with them, but they do some cool stuff playing around in New Jersey golf courses. Yeah.
We're looking to
look into that.
Some cool golf stuff coming this spring.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have our. We're looking to have that
Looking to
washed
get-
up sports podcast.
Why don't we just
tournament.
tell our viewers too?
Yeah, okay.
Give them a little address.
Yeah, you can do that.
You got it.
All right. So we're thinking about doing in the spring a Wash Up Sports podcast. We're gonna host a golf tournament with some of our buddies, friends of the program. I know Maselli, big down.
I'm already down. Yeah.
So we're gonna do that and vlog the whole thing for you guys from behind the bench and all that and have a big thing. So that'll be really fun.
We'll probably try to raise some money and donate it to something. We're gonna do a golf hat.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like a good cause or something like that.
Absolutely.
We could probably get some good heads in there for sure. Some good
Yeah,
players we play golf with.
we could definitely get some people that just are fans of the show and want to come fuck around and
Yeah.
support and
Exactly.
maybe donate. You know what I mean? I feel like it could be a good community thing to get going.
Yeah.
Nothing
We'll
better.
have the
This is
camera rolling.
rolling.
Yeah,
Mac and I
exactly.
believe that so much.
We'll have the camera rolling.
Absolutely. When was the last time you played?
I played 3 or 4 weeks ago at Rock Spring
Yeah.
in West Orange. It was down by
Was it freezing?
Southampton. Oh my god, it was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
The first the first 9 holes were honestly fine. We were dressed, there was 8 of us and we were playing skins and we brought beers and stuff, so it was alright, but once you got to the back, the fingers were stiff. I thought they were gonna
that's the
fucking
worst.
fall off. It was
I've been wearing-
crazy.
So
we were
I-
high up too, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a lot cooler.
Oh, a little wind chill.
Yeah.
So I played a couple times this fall, winter.
Yeah.
I have not played without gloves yet. I'm literally scared too.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so cold and you've seen my clubs. I have some old clubs.
Yeah.
If I fucking swing
If you
and
sting
hit that
a
and I hit
little,
a stinger, man.
Yeah, it kills.
My hands are
I got a
fucking
few of
hurt,
those. Still,
man.
it's the worst. That's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Stinger with 20-degree weather.
Yeah.
It gives me flashbacks of back to the baseball days in the cold.
Yeah,
Oh, when
seriously.
you hit a foul ball
Yeah.
off the inside of the bat.
Yeah.
No golf for a while now, though, too. I mean, this course is
Yeah.
they're
All
tougher.
covered.
Even if it melts,
I
they're
played
just
2 weeks ago. In between 2 snowfalls.
Yeah.
We didn't play skins, but we played regular scramble match play. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah. So
I raved.
I'm not
It was
playing
the
again. No,
best
it's
I
the-
played all winter.
Yeah,
sessions.
it just feels so good.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they're
it's
not
so
gonna
much
get around.
fun, man.
I'm not playing again until it's about 60 though.
I'll play when it's 45.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a little exaggeration, but after that round, I was
we
like,
did
fuck
last year.
this.
Like last year. Remember we
Oh
came
yeah,
in
that wasn't
early?
bad at all. Yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But it was 45.
But mid-January is tough. It's and there's people that are still. I mean, obviously not now because of the snow, but some guys still do it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyways, so stepping back from the golf for a little, but we'll definitely keep you guys posted with golf and try to incorporate it more because I know a lot of people like that. we wanted to, before we wrap things up, Max, you can just take us with a little NFL offseason beginning. Obviously, Super Bowl was last week, so Max, just take us away with that.
Yeah, man, I kind of wanted to just go through the head coach hires so far. We got some, we got some characters.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Dan Campbell in Detroit. I don't know if you guys saw his press conference.
Yeah, he's all about fighting kneecaps. I don't know what the fuck is going on in that guy's head. Yeah. I mean, just at this point, just pray for Detroit.
Alright, so actually I think I'm going to transition. Matt, I'm going to tell you each head coach hire. You're going to give me a reaction. So we're going to go Motor City Dan Campbell out in Detroit. What do you think of him?
He'll probably be in a prison before the Lions are in playoffs.
Alright, next up, we got Robert Salah in New York Jets.
In all seriousness, as a Jets fan, I'm pumped for him. As you said, too, he seems like, he's got it in order, stand-up guy, really cares about the staff, I think I did see this, too. I was thinking about this before. I think he reached out individually to every Jets player, too, after he got hired. Every Jets player he sent a text, so I think he's just a guy that cares, wants to, bring the winning team back to the city. Yeah, I'm excited, yeah.
Any hopes for this offseason?
If they do anything with Darnold, I just hope they have a plan in store before they do anything, which I think they will. I don't think they should trade him with the hope of signing somebody out there on the market or drafting someone. I think if you trade him, you say, we're signing this guy and we know he's coming to us, like we're going to throw our money at him, or we're going to trade him and then go to the draft and take Fields or whoever it is. But I think you just got to have a plan and go with it, Or if it's stay with Darnold, keep him on the team.
You just want Salah making the decision.
Yeah, whatever it is, I think.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to know that you guys got a coach you can kind of trust right now.
Yeah, because I don't think it would have been right for him to come in the first week and just shit on that, with the whole new team, let him meet the guy, see him on the field, see how it plays out. I mean, he's got talent,
Yeah.
They've been fucking brutal the past couple of years. Maybe this is the change he needs, just a new head coach.
Maybe. I know you saw the Philadelphia Eagles head coach, wasn't it?
Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni. What did you think about that one?
I mean, the press conference was stupid, but we're gonna have people play smart, and that starts with knowing things. I mean, come on, guy. But no, I think they needed a change. I think I was happy with that for them that Peterson got fired. I think it was the right move, and I think might as well give this guy a shot. He probably wouldn't have been my choice, but I'm ready to give him a shot because it could go well. And how does Eric Bieniemy not have a job yet?
Oh my gosh, we need to change that.
Who's that?
The Chiefs OC.
Chiefs head offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And play caller.
Seemed like
Yeah,
He's been up for the past 5 years for head coaching jobs and just hasn't been hired.
He's passed him up, you're saying?
No, it's just they haven't hired him. Nobody's hired him.
I
It's just
think
ridiculous.
people
He's a
thought he
really
was
good
leaving
guy.
after this year.
Yeah. He's a really good guy, good coach.
So back to this too. So there's Kansas City, they run a high-powered offense. Their logic is if we score 35, 40 points a game, we're not going to lose, right? If our defense makes a couple stops, is that what Salah? That's pretty much what Salah's trying to bring to New York, right? Isn't he? I think he saw he was one of those coaches, part
Salah
of that.
was San Francisco.
No, I know, but I'm saying he stemmed from a group of coaches.
Yes,
I think,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He came from the West Coast offense. But,
Okay.
Yeah, but
that's Green Bay now too, right?
Yeah,
Or
Green Bay's like that with LaFleur. But Salah, look for him to hire a good offensive coordinator.
isn't he bringing LaFleur's brother?
He might be.
I think
don't
he
know.
is.
If he is, that's great. But Salah is a
I'm
defensive
not positive.
coordinator turned head coach.
Yeah.
So he's going to be like a Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but I'm saying
coaching the
overall,
defense.
if I forgot about Deshaun too. Do you think the Jets have a chance of getting them?
I don't think so.
No.
Patriots?
No. If anything, it's going to be Jets or Dolphins, right? Or is there another team come in the mix
I
recently?
don't know. I really think he's going to stay in Houston.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
He wants out.
At this
How
point,
can you stay in Houston and play? I
don't want him to stay in Houston. I just
No.
think that's what's going
Oh
to
yeah, no,
happen.
not even disagreeing with you. I'm saying from just looking at this from a perspective, how can you request a trade and then go into this city and play a season, with this team and the fans and just feel comfortable and be able to do what you do as a job, after saying I get that. But I'm also not a big fan of the NBA with
the way they
requesting
handle
trades and everything. I don't think the NHL is there, and I hope it doesn't get there. But I think this Line trade kind of just showed us that.
I think we're boring Evan.
I think this Line trade kind of showed us that some players can just get whatever they want.
Yep.
We're boring Evan.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, we are.
Having a blast.
Evan was just
So-
checking out the Fenway Park.
I was checking out the Fenway Park picture. It's a sick picture.
Mike LaFleur, Jets OC.
Yeah, that's a good hire.
I mean, all three of the LaFleur brothers have actually had phenomenal careers so far, and it shows with where they are today. Matt LaFleur, right, Packers head coach. Mike LaFleur, Jets OC.
Shut up,
And then
Maselli.
Peter LaFleur, average Joe star. In the fucking championship.
Absolutely took down White, whatever his name is, White Goodman in the Globo gym in the final.
That was that too, yeah.
White Goodman and Michelle
Yeah.
in the final.
I think there's no better way to end this podcast.
Absolutely. That is going to take
That
us
was
out.
a good segue with Mike LaFleur.
Oh my god.
The first tweet that popped up tonight to confirm.
This was our fun.
So, we're going to wrap it up. Matt Maselli, thank you for coming
Good to
on.
be here again.
Thanks, man.
Follow the Instagram at a Washed Up Sports Pod.
Hit
Subscribe
that
to the
freaking subscribe
YouTube.
button.
Subscribe. YouTube only giveaway.
We said it 2 weeks ago, but honestly,
coming
what you're
this
gonna have to
week.
do, all you're gonna do, guys, you're gonna subscribe, comment on this post. So on this YouTube video, you're gonna subscribe, then comment, done, and you're entered. And next week, we're gonna announce the winner on the podcast. That's all you gotta do.
Yep.
So get that done.
And we'll post instructions
Oh, what are
on
we giving
Instagram.
away?
A t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We're giving away a t-shirt. Where?
Yeah. And we're also going to post those instructions on Instagram too.
Absolutely, but
Okay.
you gotta enter through YouTube.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
we will post those instructions on Instagram.
Yeah, so you guys, so we can get more outreach with that.
Absolutely.
So buy the merch, and then we're going to attach the Instagram of the guy who makes our intro beats, Jake Riley, Ryle Burtz, DJ, The Man.
We've been tagging him a little bit, but we gotta link him in the bio now. So
yeah,
he's gonna be
he's
down there. Check
phenomenal.
him
He
out.
does a fantastic job. His music is great.
Most of the
So-
beats you hear, not all of them, but like I'd say probably 80% of them that you hear in our podcast are from him, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds so professional. So we're thankful for that and thankful for what he does for us. So that's going to take us out. Bless. Peace. Peace.